Hi, I'm Tiffany Ogle, and we are waiting right now to get a phone call from Mary Jo Pehl, who is a writer, a comic, and an actress. And we're hoping to get a little insight on her life, which she's most famously known for Mystery Science Theater 3000. So tune in while we wait for her phone call. All right, how does that sound? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Sure, okay. Well, I'll let you get the ball rolling.
Sounds good. So
Okay.
let's start where you started, which is in Minneapolis. And I know that you also wrote for the Mystery Science Theater in 3000.
Right.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I knew what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's where I just kind of want to start. I want to know a little bit about, maybe what were your favorite episodes or some different experiences with that.
Okay, you know what? I am going to go to my computer to look up an episode guide on a website because, and that is one of my experiences with MST, is that we watched so many movies in the first place, and we watched them at least 8 times each. And so you'd think we'd know them thoroughly, and we'd have a comprehensive list in our heads, but we don't. We always forget. I and my colleagues always forget what we worked on, and people will ask, "Did you do this movie?" And sometimes we don't know.
Uh-oh.
So
even if it's your own writing?
What?
Even when it was your own writing?
I know, no, and I think it's because they were so bad that our psyches had to shed the detritus. Some of my favorite ones were Skydivers. I thought was wonderfully awful. A lot of people weren't a fan of the Coleman Francis movies like Red Zone Cuba, but I thought it was hilarious. Hold on. Can you hold on a second?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. What was that MST movie?
Do both.
Tiffany, can we move on?
Yes, we can.
I'm sure the first question I
All right.
stymied.
Well, that's all I had, Mary Jo. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what it feels like. And, and I have encountered that question before, and I always try to be prepared, and I'm looking at our piles of DVDs. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Well, how about tell me this? Do you ever have a chance to get together with the old gang?
Well, I saw Trace at his wedding a year ago. I keep in touch with him. And at his wedding, I saw Joel there. And Joel I see now and then. Mike and Bill I consider good friends, and we're in regular contact. And Kevin I see on a regular basis, too. Most everyone I still consider friends, and sometimes that means keeping in touch every other week, and sometimes that means every couple of months.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they're very dear people to me.
That's more than some people keep in touch with their family these days.
Well, I know.
Well, okay, so you don't remember a favorite episode. How about just some of your favorite memories? Is there a certain moment or a day or something that happened that just kind of sticks with you forever?
Well, I think there are a couple of things, but I think to describe them outside the context of actually being there might sound pretty routine and mundane.
Give me a try. No.
Okay, yeah. No, I just, when I start to repeat them, it just sounds like kooky office stories. But, I'll tell you what, being there was, being at Mystery Science Theater, we filmed in a studio that was in an office park in Eden Prairie. And, the whole thing was a unique memory. I was going to work every day watching TV on big comfy couches with the funniest people in the world, the smartest people in the world. So when you try and sort out memories from that, and I know I'm speaking hyperbolically, but it was just really an amazing experience. I think when I actually got the job was very exciting to me because they brought me in as for a 2-week audition. I wrote a couple of movies with them, and they were going to give me a try. And I had known Mike and Joel and Frank Conniff and Trace from the stand-up comedy scene. And so I was in there, and of course I was a nervous wreck because I'd been doing stand-up comedy for a couple of years and was really eager to get off the road. And of course, you know, Tiffany, there I was. I'd never even laid eyes on the show, but I just thought, well, I didn't have cable. I just thought, well, I'm just going to give it the old college try.
Yep.
And I was there for 2 weeks, and then at the end of the 2 weeks, like on that Friday afternoon, nobody said anything to me. So I thought, well, I guess that's
screwed that one up.
Yeah, but then I thought, you know what, I'm going to be as professional about this as possible. So I started going up to people, and I went up to Joel, and I went up to Trace, and I went up to the producer, Jim Mallon, and I said, you know, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much. And they all kind of looked at me like they had completely forgotten that I was on this trial period. So I remember this very clearly. So all of a sudden, there was this meeting, and I remember the conference room door shutting, and I was a nervous wreck because with my spotty work history, anytime anybody went into a conference room and shut the door where I was concerned meant I was going to get fired. So then they came out and asked me to do it for another 2 weeks, and at the end of that 2-week period, nobody said anything. So I went around again. I started with Mike, and I said, well, I just want to thank you. And they had another meeting, and then the job offer was made, and there I was, reporting to work, watching movies. I mean, you can't beat it. And there are many instances I could tell you of jokes made in the writing room that hurt me laughing so much. And it was just like that every day. And, you know, I'm sure I'm making it sound very, you know, halcyon, but I'll tell you what, there was nothing like it.